Yo, what's going on? This is your man, Ryan Righteous. It's the Independent Artist Spotlight. Y'all, I am super thrilled about the guest that I have in the studio today. Kemara Lynn is in the building, y'all. She is all the way from Detroit. We're going to talk about the iBelieve experience, man. We're going to talk about this new song coming out, Apply Pressure. We're going to talk about how she got to Atlanta, man, and all the great things that she's been doing ever since she started her career. So y'all make sure to stay tuned for the full-length interview. The entire interview is going to be great, man. Stay in the field with the track stars, Ryan Righteous, Shantana, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go. Kemara Lynn is in the building. What's up, sis?
What's going on, bro? How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good, man. Honored to be here.
Thank you so much for coming. You got to hang out with the team earlier. How was that?
Yes. Oh, that was awesome. They be flowing.
They do.
Listen, I had to keep up with them.
It's like double dutch. It's like double dutch. You just gotta get in when you can. Like, okay. Yeah. But you know what? They're good people, man. I love them to death. So I'm glad they took care of you in my absence.
Much needed conversations too.
Oh, good.
It was good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I mean, you brought a lot of insight to the conversation. So I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So how you been?
I've been good working, man.
You've been on a heater. You've been on a heater.
Yeah.
How's the run been with all the music that you've been releasing and everything else? How's everything going?
Man, it's going good. God has really been moving.
Yeah.
So one of the first songs I shouldn't say the first songs. I'll say one of the more focused songs that I've had.
Yeah.
I Believe. I dropped that last year.
Yep.
And that song kind of, it's like, it sparked something. It
Oh,
sparked
yeah, it
some
went
type of
viral.
momentum.
Yeah.
It sparked this. I'll say that it definitely got some notoriety that allowed me to get other opportunities. Like, so I had a clip of the song. It was on one of Jonathan Isaac's. Like, he did a blog, or he was like on an interview talking, and then you had my song playing in the background. He shared it. It was really dope. It was really dope.
Cool.
But it just seemed like that's like a domino effect. That happened, and then other doors happened. I'm from Detroit, as you mentioned. I'm from Detroit.
Yeah.
So we have like Hot 107.5. You know, y'all have that.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like, I had an opportunity to sit with them, like really do a lot of things in the community, and that's I Believe is what led to I Believe the experience. That song, it created the opportunity, or it gave me, I should say, the mindset where I was like, this is bigger than just a song. Like, this is a movement.
Yeah.
You know, and so I actually even go by like the rapper that believes, like in the city of Detroit, like that's what it's been.
I love that. that. I want to commend you and say thank you for the way you held it down when you were on the daytime show, how you held down the faith. I mean, you held down the faith. I mean, she was asking you about the experience. She was asking you about the music. And you just were like, man, listen, I went through some trials and tribulations. God got me out. So I'm here to tell you that he's real. And I just love how you stood on business with that.
Thank you.
Talk about what the experience has been like, you know, getting so much buzz about the song.
Yeah. It's been really good. I think it has allowed me the opportunity to once again see, like, okay, this is not just a song. Like, I'm understanding that we live in a generation where people they're looking for something to believe in.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like, you got people that go in a lot of different directions that are away from God, or they're doing what they feel like is good for them. But what God is allowing me to see is that when you take a bold stance for Christ, and when you see how he has transformed your life, you can allow that to spark and ignite something in other people. God will allow it to ignite other people. And so with that, I did the song, but then I started learning, like, okay, we have people that they have gifts, they have talents. Even like I'm connecting with other creatives and artists that love God as well. And we're like, this is a movement. I Believe is a movement. We're not afraid to be bold for Christ. We're not afraid to use our gifts and our talents for him. Like, so I don't know if that answered your question.
That definitely answers the question. I mean, definitely answers the question. So, how long has it been since you've been doing music? Because you're relatively new to it.
Yeah. So, I started rapping, actually taking it more serious in 2014.
Okay.
But, thinking should I go here? I'll just say that God showed me that music had become an idol in my life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Ooh.
I thought, he told me to stop doing music. And when he told me to stop doing it, I thought it meant like
Cold turkey.
Stop.
Right.
Like, so I deleted my songs. Like, I stopped. I wasn't marketing. I was focusing on serving at the church I was at the time and just growing in my walk with him. Once he told me that, so that was in 2019. What year? 2020. Yeah.
Okay.
2020. Yeah, where a lot of stuff shifted. And so I stopped doing music. And in that, he was doing a lot in me and my character and my heart. Like, it was my whole focus changed and it shifted. Like, he was showing me how I was loving that thing. I was loving music more than him and putting that first. So I had to step away from it. The way I was able to come back is because it was a huge shift, and actually this led to the whole iBelieve dynamic. I had to really ask myself, like, what I believed, because I went through an experience where I was at one church. There was some things that occurred at the church that honestly kind of shook me and rocked me, where I knew that God was telling me to leave. And when I finally did leave, it was a readjustment for me on a lot of different levels. Like, I was wondering, like, because of what happened, I really believed in these people. I'm thinking to myself, like, am I really supposed to be believing in Jesus? Like, I started questioning if what I believed was even, like, real, because I felt like I was so deceived by what occurred in that situation.
Wow, really?
So, yeah,
so that's church hurt.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And so I'm like, okay, I went through that experience, but God told me, like, okay, like, I had to continue to focus on him. And he eventually got me back in church. I went to church that I felt that he was really leading me to. And actually, before I even left that church, he was telling me to go to that other church, but I was wrestling with it because I loved where I was at. I was comfortable. Ooh. So eventually I leave, go to the church I'm at now, which is Embassy. And when I got there, it was like God began to open my eyes to a lot of different things and really mature me in even other areas, and like tell me, like, okay, now you're ready. You're ready for the music. Like, I was starting getting these prophetic words about it. Like, I see you doing this. And I'm like, oh, I knew exactly what it was, but I still was wrestling with it. And I remember I was just worshiping God, and he literally was saying to me, like, do this onto me. Just do this onto me. Like, how my music is worship onto him. It's like he loves it. He's like, he actually, one of the things I felt him really tell me, like, I love you doing this.
That's
like
good.
For him. So I was still questioning. I had to get a lot of confirmation, like prayed and all these different dynamics. But then songs became like, started to get in my spirit more, I should say. Songs came in my spirit. iBelieve was one of those songs. And actually, I didn't care for the song, but it was one of those things that it literally rung in my spirit over and over and over. It was a new sound for me. Okay. Because I was kind of used to, like, the kind of raw, just straight hip hop.
Of course, you're from Detroit.
Yeah, exactly.
The influence is strong.
Right. Absolutely. But it was definitely more like, it was more worship. Like, even the first house song, he would start anointing, taking a little bit of that, like, old school that we all know, but then adding a little new flavor to it. So, yeah.
So you're blending hip hop with worship.
Yes,
absolutely. And it sounds great.
Thank you.
It sounds great. Now, speaking of the music, who were some of your earlier influences, especially coming from Detroit? I mean, it had to be like a long list of those.
Yeah. So I would say early on, honestly, it was like Kanye, really? J. Cole. Yeah. Now, Lecrae, I got introduced to when I was in high school. Okay. So when I heard Lecrae, God did definitely use him to kind of like give me the look like, oh, you can do this? Like, you can do music for God. Now, I didn't give my life to Christ at that time, but it planted that seed for me. Like, okay. But early on, it was Kanye, and I was a big J. Cole fan as well. So, like, a lot of lyrics, it's like, to be honest with you, even though I'm from Detroit, like, I listen to a lot of, like, New York, like Nas. I was listening to, like, it was a lot
well-rounded.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
So, okay. So you mentioned some artists, right? Yeah. It's funny to hear you talk about like the artists you talk about, because it's like I didn't hear you say Eminem. Is he an influence at all? Like, I mean, everybody coming out of Detroit usually has to at least mention and give him an honorable mention.
Eminem is a legend in his own right.
Okay.
But to be real with you, Big Sean was more of that. So keeping in mind for me, right? I was born in the 90s.
I see the generation gap. Yes,
Yeah,
I see the generation gap for sure.
I mean, M was relevant. I don't want to say he was definitely relevant, but Big Sean really had it for me. Like when I'm in high school, I was listening to Big Sean.
Yeah.
So if anybody from Detroit I could say that really inspired me, like it would be Big Sean.
When did you start playing around with the bars for yourself?
Man, so I used to write poetry when I was really young.
Okay.
Like 9 years old.
Okay.
And I would rap a little bit here and there, but I kind of mentioned I mentioned this in the live we was talking earlier. I was very like how would I say this? Like I was very hesitant to really want to pursue rap.
Okay.
Like seriously, when I was younger, because I felt like as a woman, like I can't do what they do. The image. Yeah, like I feel like the image. It wasn't. Besides, like Lauryn Hill. Okay, you had Lauryn Hill.
There's a lot of people that curved.
Queen
Latifah. Yeah.
But keep in mind, look at when I'm growing up. Right, I'm in high school. It was like Trina and Nicki Minaj. Like that. Those were the artists that we was really being fed in the mainstream.
Okay.
So I didn't really. Besides, like I said, Lauryn Hill. You kind of. And that was, but even Lauryn Hill, you're not getting that active right then and there, in them years. But yeah. So I like. And then what I say? When I was like younger, like I said, besides Lauryn Hill, I didn't really see many women in the mainstream. You had Lil' Kim. I didn't see many women in the mainstream that really showed me like, oh, you don't have to sell sex. You know what I mean? And rap. Like you don't have to fit this mold or this image.
Okay.
So for me, I was like, I can't do rap. So it wasn't until I actually gave my life to Christ and God showed me like, okay, like you can do this on to me. I didn't have, so I wasn't, I guess I said to say, I wasn't one of those rappers that was like rapping really seriously before God.
Okay.
I wasn't doing it or trying to actually grow in that until I gave my life to Christ because I just had a certain perception of rap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. They were missing out because you got some bars.
I appreciate that.
Oh, absolutely. So, okay. Tell me about how you got saved. How did you come to know Christ for yourself?
So, when I went to college, like 2014, side note, I was a hooper. I was really into basketball.
Okay.
So, I played JUCO, so that's junior college ball.
Yeah.
And that was like my love and my passion. So, like, for me, I thought, okay, I'm going to get this scholarship or whatever after JUCO. And then after that, I don't know, we'll see what happens. But I was in love with basketball. And God actually used that. When we talk about the idolatry I mentioned earlier, that was another thing. Like God had to show me, like He used those things that I love to draw me closer to Him. So I'm pursuing basketball, but when things did not go my way, it hit hard. Like I was in a relationship at the time that was gone. Then, so I'm trying to find. It's like my identity. I was trying to find who am I. My identity was heavy in basketball and heavy in that relationship. When both of those things fell in like 2013, it was like I was drinking, I was depressed.
Oh, wow.
I was dealing with a lot of things internally of trying to figure out like, okay, what is it that you want me to do, God?
Yeah.
Like, and once again, I didn't give my full life to Christ. But I remember it was an experience I had where it was this guy, he'd be drinking, smoking, just doing his thing. But he was just mean, like just rude, like just one of those rude dudes. And I remember like but he grew up in the church though. And I didn't grow up in the church.
Not
so
one
I
of
had,
those.
so he pastor kid and everything. I didn't grow up in the church. So for me, I just knew I'm like, I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, but I'm just kind of doing my thing. I didn't grow up in the church.
Yeah.
He did. So he used to say certain things. I remember he's like, man, people in the church, man, they really hypocritical. They really this. I felt this conviction rise up in me. I did not grow up in the church, but I'm like, why is he talking about the people of God like this?
Wow.
Because I'm thinking to myself, like, man, just because you going a certain way, that doesn't mean everybody's like that.
Yeah.
So I say that to say, I remember God used him to show me, like, but you haven't given me your full heart. So I'm going through this depression because I'm drinking and stuff with him. I'm doing this. I'm going through this depression, but then I'm having these moments where I'm like, I haven't fully submitted my life to God. Like, what would my life look like if I just gave all of my life to him and really try to do this his way?
Yeah.
So after being broken down and just kind of like, I don't know where else to go. Like, to be honest, I was like, I don't know where else to go. I surrendered and gave my life to God. Like,
that's so good.
Yeah. So,
so
that
good.
was that's what led me to Christ. It was really, God had to break me down. Like, yeah.
And then, okay, of course you say, you've been through your trials, you've been through your tribulations, you've been through different things. And that's where Apply Pressure comes from.
Yeah.
The new song coming out this week.
Yeah.
Talk about the different stages that you went through. I know you had your dad going into the ER, you were in the hospital, car was broken down, you had gotten fired from your job. Like, what was it like for you to restore your faith in that season?
Understanding. So I'll just say it plainly. When we talk about Apply Pressure, I felt as if the enemy wanted me to crack under pressure in such a way that I wouldn't recover, because everything did happen it was a lot going on at once. It was so intense. Like, I had a dream that I literally had a heart attack, and like I saw myself in this dream fall out. And I'm like freaking out. Then I had a dream I was getting shot at. I'm like, what is going on?
Jeez.
Right? So that was before I lost my job. Okay. So then I actually, before I lost my job, I went into the hospital a couple days before that because my heart just kept racing. So once again, I'm thinking I had a dream, I had a heart attack. My heart is racing. Oh my God. Like, what's going on? I go to the hospital. They like, okay, everything seems fine. They checking my vitals, everything looks normal, but I'm just like, my heart is racing. Like, I don't understand what's going on. So then I'm back to the house. They end up letting me know they're getting rid of my position. They're firing me. So I lose my job. I'm going through. I'm just trying to figure out, like, okay, God, I feel like I've been doing everything you told me to do. It's this pressure because I got rent, I got bills, I have these things that I feel like the Lord wanted me to do, and how is this gonna play out? Right. So then, I think it was like the second or third time I went to the hospital. Then my dad, like my sister tells me that my dad has like blood clots, and he was in the hospital, and we end up being at the same. Now he didn't even know I was in the hospital. We end up that same day being at the same hospital in the ER. Like my mom calls me also while I'm in the hospital, like, oh, your dad is here too. And I'm just like, what is going on? Like,
spiritual warfare.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, so I say that to say this is all in the midst of pressure. And I had to really make a decision, like, what am I going to do with this pressure? Am I going to fold? Am I going to like get mad at God? Like, how am I going to handle this? And in reality, I had to just decide, like, I'm going to allow this, because I knew like it was supposed to mold me. You know what I mean? I knew that this pressure is supposed to bring, now I spoke on this actually not that long ago, but that this pressure is to bring faith out of me.
Oh, sure.
Like a new level of faith.
Yeah.
And so with that, I had to readjust my perspective on what was happening around me. Like, I really feel like looking back at it now, that even like losing my job, the Lord was, interestingly enough, God really was telling me to leave that job. Right? He kept telling me, but I was just like, well, what I'm going to do, God?
That's how it happens.
Where I'm going to go? And then I was forced out.
That's how it happened. Yep.
So it was really just a realignment. So when I really looked at it, I'm like, okay. And then when you talk about like how I mentioned, the dreams, I should say, and things like that, it was really the enemy trying to come in that vulnerability, because that's where he loves to come in, like when you're vulnerable and you're like, oh, like, man, things look weird. So then it's like, let me try to hit her with torment, you know what I mean? And because God of course speaks through dreams and visions. So sometimes he attacks you in the very area that he gifts you in as well. Like, so the enemy, so it's all those different dynamics that created Apply Pressure. Now, Apply Pressure is special to me because not just of those things that led up to it, but it's also a Detroit style beat, which I have never, even though I'm from Detroit, I have never done a Detroit style beat. So I just felt like it represented that boldness, that even speaking to people that I recognize growing up in the city of Detroit, you can go through, you see a lot, you know what I mean? So I'm like, this allows me to minister to a specific group of people, like, and to let people know, like, you can be bold in your faith. Like, it's gonna be pressure, but use that pressure to grow you and to mature you in Christ. So that's how that came about. Another long story.
That's good. No,
Yeah.
that's really good. No, you were spot on about what you said. Like, God will put you in places. He'll tell you to go, and if you linger too long,
Yeah.
He will put you out that door.
Absolutely.
I've been there. It's an uncomfortable feeling, but it's a exit to an open door.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
and
good.
so and that's the good thing about it. I mean, look at what you learned. Look at what was birthed out of it. You know, God didn't take your pain for granted.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. So tell me about the new project coming out.
Yeah.
Talk about how it all came together, your writing process for it, and how you decided like this was going to be something I'd be vulnerable about.
Man, that's really good. So I feel like, side note, I used to go by, before I came back to doing music, I went by K Fire.
K Fire.
Yeah.
Okay, bragging on the bar.
Yeah.
Humble brag.
Right. And so with that, one of the reasons why I switched to my actual name, Kemara Lynn, and then Lynn is a part of my middle name,
Okay.
is because I felt like God wanted me to be more vulnerable, and it allows me to, like, you're getting me, like, you're getting what I've been through, you're getting my testimony. It's a little bit more personal. And so that's what led to the switch in it. This project in general, I'm looking to really speak to those that I didn't grow up in a church. So I'm trying to speak to those who may not necessarily speak the church language.
Right.
Like, they may not be in a church, but don't get me wrong, it's scripture in it. So some people in the church are going to relate to it.
Right.
But the goal is to allow people to see that you can rap, you can allow your gifts to be used and do it in excellence, and God be glorified in that, and reach them where they at. Like, you put on a certain beat and they expect a certain type of lyrics. They expect you to talk about, like a Detroit style beat. You expecting me to talk about murder. You expecting me to talk about drugs or whatever that may be. But when you hear that beat and then you actually hear me talking about Jesus and talking about my testimony and talking about boldness and faith, it really plants a seed and hits and resonates with people in a way where it's like, oh snap, like what is she talking about? Like, who is she? Like, this is different. You know what I mean? And it allows those seeds to be planted. So with the project, I'm really telling my story. This is just a part of it, but I'm telling my story, the things that I have gone through, but also really allowing God to minister to people where it's relatable to those that are not in the church.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's good. So, I mean, with where you are in your career, and, you know, with, you know, the story that you just told about how God put you on hold and then brought you back, you know, full strength. What's some advice that you would give to someone that's in your position, a young lady, a young man that's like, man, I got this gift I've been sitting on, and I know God wants to do something with it, but they're just either their own worst critic or they're afraid to launch out. What's your advice there?
That's so good. Take your eyes off of people.
Yeah.
And take your eyes off of the destination.
Mm-hmm.
I feel a lot of peace right now where I'm at because God is shifting me where I'm not focused on, I got to get to this.
Yeah.
I have to get this. I want to be, I see myself doing that at this level. And it's not that you can have goals, but when you keep your eyes on him, it's a certain grace that just allows you to flow where you don't feel, we spoke about this earlier too. Yo, try stars people. You're not anxious. You're not anxious for anything. You're allowing him to flow through your gifts in his timing and allowing him to open up doors where you're not necessarily forcing it, because sometimes we try to put ourselves in certain positions.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, not to say that you can't put in the work, but understanding that it's his timing though. And it's he's gonna allow that thing to happen when he feels that it's his, because I praise God that even this opportunity right now, I praise God I didn't get this 10 years ago. Even though I started in rap in 2014. I'm so glad I didn't, just because I feel like I wasn't ready. Like, I wasn't ready. Like,
were you rapping for the Lord?
I was.
Oh, okay.
I was not still.
I thought you were rapping secular.
No.
Gotcha.
I was rapping for God, but I still wasn't ready because it was a dynamic of internal growth that had to happen, internal maturity. Like, I had to really understand, what am I doing? I know I'm doing this for God, but how am I in my soul? Like, am I allowing this to become a thing where I'm looking for validation? Am I looking for approval? Like, what is my
That's
true
good.
intentions and purpose behind what I'm doing this
That's
for?
good.
And I wasn't really healthy. When I said I wasn't healthy, like, there's an aspect people don't talk about sometimes, the importance of having healthy friendships around you, people that can hold you accountable, making sure that you're in a place where you have people you can trust, like, for real, in your life. And I didn't have that, or I was struggling with knowing how to trust people.
Okay.
You know, so it was a lot of things that God had to do in me, in my character, and just who I was in general, that I'm like, yeah, no, because I would have felt empty. You get the opportunities, you get these things, but then it's not no real peace that comes with it because you're not focusing on him. And I think a lot of people, I know they may say like, oh, I do it for God, but I see it. I've been around it. There are people, even they can be gospel singers, whether they say they're gospel rappers or in that space, and they still feel not fulfilled because their eyes are too focused on what's around them and what they're trying to get to fill a void in their soul. And it's not Jesus. Like,
that's a word.
So, like, that's
It's a hard
a real
word,
thing.
but that's a word. That cuts deep.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying. And I love where you are in this season as well. Like, you seem to be level-headed, you know, like you said, putting God first.
Yeah.
And I thought when you mentioned, you know, idolizing the art that you were talking about, you know, I'm with the bars and I'm killing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were doing your thing in the secular realm, but to find out you were doing it in the Christian realm, that's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep. And the fact that you disciplined yourself. You sat down and you let God really speak to you and correct you. That's big.
Yeah.
That's really hard.
I appreciate
What
it.
was that process like for you to realize, like, you don't always get what you want when you want it? You know, was that hard for you to accept?
Yes. Absolutely.
Had to be.
I wrestled with it a lot because I felt like, what am I good? See, this can go deep.
Yeah.
I knew I was good at rapping. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, when God stripped that away, I'm like, what do I have? You know what I mean? So it was a lot. You know what I'm saying?
There.
Like,
I've been there.
And even understanding, like, okay, like, with his timing and the way that he does things, is actually, like, it's not gonna add sorrow, right? Like how it says in the word that when he adds the riches onto you, it's not gonna bring any sorrow when it's coming from God. And so I think I had to, like, experience that on small levels, and then as I continue to grow, he's like, yeah, like, understand that when my hand is on it, it's gonna be a peace. It's not gonna add sorrow. You're not gonna be anxious. You're not gonna be, because you're focusing on him.
That's
you know
good.
what I mean? So yeah, it was a wrestle though. That's a hard thing. It's a hard thing, especially when you're a creative. You're like, this is what I have to do. This is what I'm born to do. He's like, yeah, but you gotta be disciplined in it.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah.
Oh, that's deep. That's deep, man. I almost think that a lot of us might miss that.
Yeah.
You know, we might miss that, thinking that, you know, we're doing this work for God. We're operating in this gift, and we're trying to build the kingdom up.
Yeah.
Like, you could have been out there doing secular rap, you know,
Right.
and then to think that, man, when God wants me to put this down.
Yeah.
Because I understood what you said the first time when you were like, yeah, you know, God told me to put this down. I thought I wasn't going to do it again. But then to know that you were doing Christian rap at that time, it was like, oh, this
It's like
is
how a
tough. I've
minister-
never heard anybody admit to that before.
It's like a minister.
Yeah.
Like, ministry can be an idol.
Right.
When people, like, some people, they can leave their their families are suffering and doing this and that and the third because they're so focused on, like, I gotta go out, I gotta do this, I gotta go to this platform, and I have to preach the gospel, and then they leave their first ministry. Like, it's another aspect I didn't mention. I'm gonna hit this real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
But in 2020, I actually went through a divorce. So I was with, so like I was married.
Oh,
I was married.
you've done a lot of living.
Man, I look a little younger than what but he is an artist, producer, and that divorce opened up my eyes to a lot. It opened up my eyes to a lot. So
sorry about that.
yeah. It's all good though. God taught me a lot through that experience.
Yeah.
But we both, I remember at the brink of that thing, he like, yeah, God telling him to stop doing music, God telling me to stop doing music because we were and we're doing it for God. That's the thing, we were doing it for Jesus.
Yeah.
But yet it's things that were being neglected. That God like, no, like the priority's not right. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, that's a real thing.
I'm speechless. I mean, this.
I didn't mean to
hard.
drop the bomb.
No. That's just it's really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard to accept that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sitting here like, God, are you telling me anything about my gift, my arts? What's going on? Because you do. Man, that's really difficult.
Yeah.
That's really difficult. Wow. You dropped a load. That's a load. But the good thing about it is that I know that what you went through was not for you. It was for God to get the glory out of it. It was for God to be able to give you a backbone so that you could speak to another young lady or young man's hurt and their issues. So no, thank you for being so transparent.
Yeah, my pleasure.
This has been a great conversation, and I'm lucky that we get to continue it off the mic. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
But tell everybody where they can find you on social media, how they can support you, and what to look out for in 2026.
For sure. So you can find me on all social media platforms, on all Spotify, YouTube. Type in Kemara Lynn, KEMARALYNN. Also, if you guys are in Detroit, feel free to stop in because I believe the experience. We try to do this thing annually where we bring Christian creatives, rappers, if you worship, dance, all different creatives together to display their talent for the Lord. And in that, we trying to bring the city out and bless the people. So that we have going on. You go to iBelieve, thexp.com. iBelieve, EXP.com. But you can find me on everything. Just type in Kemara Lynn on TikTok and everything.
Okay. Are you looking to keep the experience around the springtime?
So it started off it's always been January, but we're probably going to shift the date. It probably will be like either spring or fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because in Detroit, you can't come out there in January.
I know. Yeah, that's true. You're right.
Have an event outside with your icicles forming on your eyelids.
Right.
No, but thank you so much. Really appreciate you being here. It was special. Thank you for sitting in with Track Stars and lending your voice. And keep doing what you do. It's amazing. It's needed. And you're a breath of fresh air. I'm glad we got to sit down. Thank you so much.
You, Ryan.
All right. So, guys, you just heard a crazy independent artist spotlight. There's so many things in there that you got to go unpack. You got to go back and listen to it again and again and again. Because I promise you, each and every time it's going to bless you, you're going to get something different out of it. It's like the word. You flip through the word, you get something out of it, and then you go back, and then God gives you revelation on that thing. So make sure you go follow, like, and subscribe everything that she's doing, and look out for Apply Pressure coming this week. You're in the field with the Track Stars, Ryan Wright, Deshaun Tanner, DJ Jeremiah, and we out. Peace. That was amazing. Hold on. So pause.